It happened a long time ago. I was surrounded by violence. So I became it. I was lost. We were all lost back then. Each one of us struggling with the darkness within. Sidekicks. Outcasts. Criminals. Then we met someone. She had a darkness too. One powerful enough to destroy the world. It was the birth of the Titans.
Alright, what is going on guys? It's Tazz here, and welcome back to the channel. Now today what we've got for you guys is my season overview and finale review for the first season of Titans on the DC Universe streaming service. So if you haven't seen the season in its entirety, spoiler warning, but with that out of the way, let's continue. The best way to describe this season of Titans would be to call it a slow burn origin story for our core Titans characters, giving them all introductions earlier on in the season, having them all come together under a common goal, learn to work together, and ultimately grow closer and kind of become a nice little family by the end of the season, and I thought that was nice. Not only did we get small introductions earlier on in the season, but we also did get dedicated episodes for the most part for each of our members of the Titans at one point or another throughout the season. Outside of the more individual storylines for each of our Titans characters, as well as some stories from recurring characters like Hawk and Dove, Jason Todd, as well as Donna Troy, the big focus of this season has really been on Dick and Rachel. And everything eventually culminated in the last couple of episodes where we learned about Corey's true mission, as well as the shocking truth about Rachel's parents. We obviously knew that her father was Trigon, but in a cool little twist, we learned that Rachel's mother was also all in on helping Trigon since the beginning, so that was a pretty crazy twist. But the other big story for this season was Dick's inner struggle. Ever since the first episode, he had this struggle and conflict around being Robin and what it means for him. He eventually had to give up the Robin mantle because of how violent it was making him, and I thought this was actually a really cool story for him. It was basically a story of what if Batman had pretty much broken Robin and how would that affect him. I really enjoyed that, and I liked how they kind of came back to it within the finale. So the finale picks up pretty much right where we left off last week with Trigon enacting his evil plans. The episode starts off by establishing this twisted time jump reality that Trigon has put Dick into, and every time we see that little ripple effect, it signifies that Trigon is changing something. Within this warped reality that Trigon has cooked up for Dick, he has given up the superhero gig in order to settle down with Dawn and their son, and they actually have another kid on the way. We also have Rachel and Gar in this reality going to college, and again showing us that I think that there is a 5-year time jump. So Flip-Flop Dad Robin gets a visit from Jason Todd, who tells him that Batman is going crazy after the death of Commissioner Gordon as well as Alfred, and he needs Dick's help to save him. Jason also drops a few pretty cool Easter eggs by mentioning the Riddler being responsible for him being in the wheelchair, as well as Superman and Barbara Gordon name drops as well. Nice little world building there. But reluctantly, Dick ends up going to Gotham City to try and save Bruce, and Gotham is just a complete wreck. You thought Gotham looked bad in the Elseworlds crossover, this Gotham makes that Gotham look like Central City. But Dick ends up coming across a crime scene with the Joker, who has been thrown down onto a car by Batman but isn't quite dead yet. Bruce then breaks into his hospital room a bit later on just to kill the Joker, and then continues to Arkham as he kills a bunch of the other members of his rogues gallery, including the Riddler, Two-Face, Scarface, and a bunch more in Arkham. It is after the Arkham massacre committed by Batman that Dick ends up going to the feds and working with Detective Trigon and Agent Starfire to bring down Batman, who he ends up outing as Bruce Wayne. So as we saw in the trailer, Dick leads the SWAT operation to bring in Batman, but things go south. Bruce kills all of the cops, including Corey, in a very cool but very brutal fight scene. I did like the cold gun Easter egg as well. Nice little Easter egg there. I'm not sure if that was supposed to be Mr. Freeze's gun or Captain Cold's gun. Whatever, very cool Freeze gun. No pun intended. Or, yeah, maybe it was. It'd be cool if it was. But with everyone dead, Dick gives the order to blow up Wayne Manor, which buries Bruce in the rubble. Dick goes in to check on him and finally gives in to his darkness, killing Bruce, and that is where the simulation ends, with Dick killing Batman. Outside back in the real world, we have Dick being mind-controlled by Trigon as Rachel is trying to snap him out of the trance, but it is too late and Trigon is now in complete control of Dick because of his darkness. And then that is where the episode ends. Well, except for the post-credit scene, which is actually really cool, and I'll come back to it. Unfortunately, I'm just not sure how I feel about this episode as a whole. While I'm sitting here recording the video, going back, rewriting my script and everything, I'm actually kind of liking it a bit more. I thought it was actually a really good episode as it is, as like a standalone episode. I thought it was really good, but to me, it just didn't really feel like a season finale. There were rumors that this was going to be a 2-hour episode. It was only 43 minutes, and you know, that's a thing. It was pretty short. There wasn't really too much that happened. The episode really only took place over like a few minutes. The end part was the episode. That was it. Pretty much. The other stuff with Dick in there, in that sort of trance, in that crazy manipulated reality by Trigon, it was cool. I really enjoyed it. I loved seeing Batman on Titans, even though we didn't actually get to see his face. We only saw silhouettes or shadows or like side angles, really weird angles, whatever. I enjoyed it. It was cool to see Batman and sort of some Batman villains and stuff on a TV show. Really enjoyed that, but you know, I just felt like not too much actually happened in the episode, other than sort of Dick, you know, kind of got through this internal struggle, but ended up embracing his darkness at the end. There were also some behind-the-scenes shots from a featurette that was released a while ago with Corey and Raven in different suits and everything that we never actually got to see, so maybe this episode really was supposed to be a lot longer, and ultimately a bunch of it was just cut, so I don't know why. If that was the case, I don't know why that happened, but that could be the case. But anyway, I like cliffhangers as much as the next guy, but by the end of the episode, it just kind of felt maybe underwhelming as a season finale, if that's the best word to say. I don't want to sound really negative about it. I really did enjoy the episode, and I've enjoyed Titans all throughout. The end of it just didn't really feel like a satisfying end to me. I know it's going to pick up next year. I know that there's a whole bunch more to you know, be told on this show. I know there are a bunch more stories to be told and everything, but yeah, it just kind of felt like a slightly underwhelming ending for me. But either way, as I've said before, as a standalone episode, I really did enjoy the episode. I liked seeing Batman. I loved seeing Dick's struggle come to a head within this episode, and I'm very excited to see what's going to be happening with Trigon next season. I'm pretty sure he's going to be the main villain. I hope he's going to be the main villain. I'm very excited to see what's going to go on with him and what's going on with this dark version of Dick Grayson, and I'm very excited for Season 2 of Titans. But speaking of Season 2, let's talk about that post-credit scene. We go to a lab somewhere in Metropolis, and we do see that in fact it is Cadmus Labs, and right when I saw that Cadmus logo, I knew exactly what was going on. We have this big old naked dude, Subject 13, going around taking out a bunch of scientists and then going to free a special little dog. When he opens up the cage, we get to see the Superman symbol on his arm, confirming to us that this is in fact going to be Superboy, and then right when he frees the dog's eyes light up with the heat vision red, and that is in fact Crypto. So that is absolutely amazing. I'm so glad that we actually get a live action version of Crypto. I love Crypto. Dogs are amazing. Maybe we can get an Ace the Bat Hound and Crypto spinoff at some point. That would be really cool. DC Universe, make it happen. But with that said, guys, it looks like we're going to be having Superboy and Crypto joining the Titans within Season 2, which I think ends up starting production in February of next year. So I'm very excited for that. But speaking of February of 2019, we also did get some promotional posters as well as a little teaser trailer for the Doom Patrol show, which is going to be coming out February 15th. But other than that, guys, like I said, I really did enjoy this episode as a whole, other than the fact that it just didn't really feel like a season finale. I just feel like the big problem with Season 1 of Titans was it was filmed and made to be a show that was meant to be dropped all at once and meant to be binged, but they ended up dropping each episode weekly, and it is pretty obvious the reason why they didn't want to drop it all at once and they dropped it weekly. But I feel like if I had any suggestions for Season 2's improvement, I would just say, if you're gonna film it this way, please drop it all at once. So with that said, guys, I really did enjoy Titans Season 1, I can't wait for Season 2, and I'm super excited for the future of the DC Universe streaming service. So I want to know your thoughts on all of this down in the comments below. What did you think of the finale of Titans and Season 1 overall? What are you most excited for next on the DC Universe? And what did you think about that post-credit scene? I want to know your thoughts on all of this down in the comments below. But until next time, guys, it's been Tazz, and I'll see you guys in the next video.